the smell of the concrete after a Midwest summer night's rain. I remember the sound of the screen door slamming shut on a hot humid day. I remember the...
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the podcast Cartoon. My name is Ted Gabbard. I am the producer and sometimes co-host of the show. To my left, we have Matt Caskitt of the band Caskitt. To his left is Brandon Boggs of the band Sledding with Tigers. And to his left, the host of the show, Patrick Earhard. Go ahead and take it away, Pat. Was that too fast for you? I'm sorry.
Oh, we're going now?
Yeah, we're going now.
Oh,
I
was writing stuff.
We're live.
We're live, Pat. Come on.
Hello.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Okay, so we're going to Doug. Everybody, we're sitting here with Matt, as Ted just said, from Caskitt, and
Hi.
Brawlin from my house, and also of
There.
Boggsy and the Argonauts, and Sledding with Tigers, and
Yep.
every other band.
Every band in San Diego.
Yeah. And today we watched Doug. I don't remember exactly what it was. It was an episode. We went on to Daily Motion and it just kept playing episodes. So we watched the very first, the pilot. And then I think
We did not watch the pilot.
that
No.
was the first one was the pilot.
No, the first
No,
one,
it
pilot
was-
is the nematode episode.
Oh.
It was the last episode of the first run.
the first
like the first season. Of like
So
the first seasons they ordered, yeah.
okay.
So what we did
Sorry.
I
was,
think it was like maybe 6.
so let's So let's give a synopsis of the first couple of the episodes that we watched.
Yeah, okay. So in the first one, what happened was Doug was going to a dance, and
Doug was going to a dance.
he was going to a dance dressed as a slug
Doug
to
the
win over the
Slug.
love.
That's
Oh
why.
shit! Now I get it.
That's a dumb.
Now
you got to talk about
And
these
he
things
can't
to
dance.
catch the
Doug
little
the
jokes
Slug.
You
like
gotta
that.
hear it out loud. You gotta
Doug
hear
the
it out
Slug,
loud.
man.
Yep.
That's why Brawlin's here, everybody.
Yep.
So
Slug
Doug,
humor.
Doug
Brandon's
was
got jokes.
Doug was
Bringing
going
this-
to a dance to win over the love of Patty Mayonnaise from the clutches of Roger Klotz, and that's the
that
quick summary
dastardly
of it.
fiend.
Ooh. So yeah.
What was the
so-
second episode about? Let's just
Wait.
give
Do you want to do both now, or should we
Nah,
jump
fuck
into the
it.
second?
Yeah,
one?
you know what? You're right. You're right.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
We'll do the second one.
All right,
like,
let's talk about the first episode.
Let's talk about the first episode.
yeah, we'll jump into the second one
my
afterwards.
fault. My fault.
So, guys, what was any things from the get go you wanted to bring up?
Well, we definitely all noticed that the like the animation wasn't as good as the second episode.
Everything
Yeah.
about it was
Everything
not
was
as
it was
good, right?
very like because it seemed really outdated, which I don't know when that first one came out. Maybe like 90, 91.
I think it was.
But it seemed like they had a
91,
really
90,
tiny budget,
like between
which
the
I'm sure they did because it was the very beginning of the series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was. It looked like every frame was hand drawn.
Yeah,
And this was
it
like
definitely was.
Doug was one of the shows that kickstarted Nickelodeon too.
Oh, yeah.
So this was like Nickelodeon was a brand new thing.
Yeah.
So they didn't have money.
Well, they
yet.
still had like the old Nickelodeon, but they were like moving into the new like animation stuff. Because you used to
definitely.
have
Yeah.
like you can't say that on television, all the game show stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But then they
that's
were like, but
right.
now then Nickelodeon, because I remember that switch, because it was like all of a sudden Nickelodeon was like,
It went from Double Dare to
yeah, it
Rugrats.
went from Double Dare, and then like the kids who were really into New Kids on the Block, like that whole generation, to the next generation, which would be like my generation, which would be like the generation like Y2K. I don't know what the fuck it was called.
Yeah.
But,
Millennials?
no, we're definitely not millennial. I don't know. It's not Generation X. It went from Generation X to the next one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Which-
millennial.
Is
Wait,
it millennial?
yeah.
I thought we were one after
Next gen.
millennial.
No, there's
I don't know what
millennial.
we are.
We're
Okay.
considered Generation Y/millennial.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, but
It's
Whatever.
moving so fast. The genres get so complex.
I know. Generation X at least had like a staple. Anyway, but they that like kind of brought it on to like we had like Doug,
Melodic Generation
Rugrats,
X.
Rocco's Modern Life, and that whole thing. And Doug was definitely one of my favorite shows growing up. And
Oh, I agree.
I realize, I don't know if you guys realize as much too, but I realize like certain similarities to his life. And then mine, and then possibly why I am the way
Oh,
I
yeah.
am. Because I think I just used to just binge watch that show.
Especially, the whole like, one and
Yeah.
Jack Bandit. I used to do that shit all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You create
and-
like
and the-
alternate personalities.
And the pizza on the turntable, I'm pretty sure that is still influencing my life to this day.
I'm pretty sure.
One thing I did notice about these cartoons, these really old cartoons, is the idea that there is, or that they didn't have a lot of music in the 90s cartoons.
Yeah, I
for some
noticed,
yeah,
I noticed
there
that
was
too.
such
The
a
music
lack
was really
of-
minimal.
Yeah, there was
Yeah,
such a
I-
lack of sound going on
I
at any
wrote-
one time.
I wrote down that the soundtrack sounds like Bobby McFerrin having a stroke over Devo.
Man, you got all creative with your notes.
Well,
I just I was
do you
very
mean-
just informative.
Do you mean like Bobby McFerrin, like
because,
all
like-
the mouth sounds that
Yeah,
were being
well,
used
I
for
mean,
all the sound effects?
If I say
Did
Bobby
Billy West
McFerrin,
do
that's
all
what Bobby
those?
McFerrin means.
I would be surprised if he did.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
like the car sound, the cars going by was. It was somebody
Yeah.
doing that
Yeah.
into a microphone.
And Skeeter is basically, I feel like whoever created Doug is a really big Michael Winslow fan, and and then that's where
right.
Skeeter came from.
Absolutely.
Skeeter, let's just address the elephant in the room. Is Skeeter a black guy? What?
Clearly blue.
Well, if our theory holds true that Skeeter is based off Michael Winslow, then yes,
Then
Yeah,
yes,
that
Yeah.
would make sense.
Skeeter's a black man.
yeah. Although he's teal,
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
he is. Oh, yeah, he's like he's definitely teal.
green, yeah, along the lines of
So
a green.
he's a teal
I think
American.
we all agree he was teal.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah,
No-
teal.
Everybody in
nobody
agreement?
here is
Everybody in
arguing.
agreement.
Well,
Say
the
aye.
color. Well, I.
No one's in
I-
agreement.
Yeah.
Oh, we all vote you, Ted.
Wait. I don't even remember.
No. I agree. He's teal.
But the color schemes on everything is. I noticed purple grass. At
There's
one
purple
point.
grass?
There's purple
Yeah,
grass.
I didn't think I
yeah.
saw that.
The what was it?
Like I think they
I
do
don't know
that to
names.
show nighttime. Is that they showed like the grass at
Yeah.
night
Oh,
was
yeah,
purple.
yeah.
The trees were
okay.
orange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. So that was one thing that I noticed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another way you could tell that this show, like that first episode, was still just getting its footing is in that first sequence where they show Doug at his desk talking. His voice is about 3 octaves higher than it is as soon as it cuts to him being at
Yeah.
the school, because it's like super
I
high
noticed that
nasally,
too,
and
yeah.
then it turns into Fry.
Yeah.
It's like,
Dear
Yeah.
Diary. I never noticed
Yeah.
like I totally forgot that it is all told like each episode starts off with like a narrative, like a past tense narrative where it's
Yeah.
like, okay, Dear Diary, which is weird. I don't know about, did you guys ever keep diaries
yeah.
growing up or journals?
No,
or anything?
I always tried.
I
but
did
I
too.
was
had-
the type of guy that
yeah.
could never keep up with them.
Right.
Like I'd do it for one day, hide it under my bed, and then never.
Right.
I remember
And then
again.
find it later and it's all sad and you're like, fuck this, and you throw it away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At least
I
that was
had-
my experience.
I had one, and this is embarrassing, but I had one when I was growing up, and I was aspiring to be a hip hop artist as a child. And my parents found it and just gave me so much shit for it that I gave up on writing stuff down for like a long time.
A hip hop artist. Your parents gave you shit for that?
My dad.
Your dad.
Yeah.
Did he
My-
call
my
you
dad-
Eminem like after that or something like that?
No. Pat's Mexican. He's not Eminem.
M-A-M-A?
Eminem.
M-A-N-A-M-A?
Double M.
But yeah, my dad was like a thrash metal drummer in the 80s. So he's like, "What's this crap?" Because I grew my mom's side of the family, we grew
Your
up on
dad's
like
a thrash metal?
yeah, my
Oh,
dad's a
man.
thrash metal drummer.
What was he in?
It clearly
Black
pushed you
Sabbath?
into something good though.
Oh no, I listened to everything, but like I liked rap a
Ah,
lot,
yeah.
so I tried going in that direction for a little bit, and then I was like,
Metallica?
yes,
Maybe-
my dad is Metallica.
Maybe a little
Your
Slayer.
dad is Lars?
No, my dad's Metallica.
Oh.
He's all of
He's
it.
collective. He's collective Metallica.
Yeah,
That's crazy though.
yeah. So that's why I don't keep any of that stuff. I have
For fear of
songbooks
being
now.
made fun of.
Yeah,
I thought it was funny that in the episode, Roger decided to like.
Well, Roger's green. The color schemes are all off. Sorry.
No, that's not what I was going to bring
I know,
up. But
yeah.
yeah, Roger is green.
He is
Roger
green.
just decided, hey, I'm going to show up to Doug's house randomly.
yeah. I put who let Roger in the house?
Yeah,
If
no,
he-
no,
if
it
he
was
said-
the garage.
No,
It was
no,
the garage.
That totally happens with some people.
Yeah,
I've,
but
I've,
and-
had,
Yeah,
I've had
Ted.
people who were like older than me and fucking assholes just show up to my house.
Are you
'Cause-
serious?
What the hell?
Well, no, because those kids don't have homes that they can go
True.
to.
Oh, no.
I
No,
think they
it's-
addressed
it's-
that later in the
It's
Doug.
yeah, no, that's
timeline.
totally
Oh,
realistic.
you mean where? No, but the thing is that he loves his mom in the show.
He
like-
does, but he has like, but his home life isn't super great.
Like Nelson from Simpsons.
Yeah, he lives
Yeah.
in a trailer.
Right.
Roger lives in a trailer in
Right.
the show.
Also, I feel like Roger's a mix of Nelson from The Simpsons and
Yeah.
also Fonzie.
yeah,
A little
absolutely.
bit.
Like,
Like only
he's like-
Roger's not cool.
Yeah, no, but he tries to be super cool.
Yeah.
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 Well, it's weird because I know. Oh yeah, he never says Doug. He's like, "Hey, funny."
Yeah, in the really like just obnoxious.
Well, it's just weird that the antagonist would be coming over, and he's, you know what? He's a little bit of fucking Biff from Back to the Future.
Yeah,
That's true.
for sure.
I gotta say though, later in the series, like him and Doug aren't nearly as like at times they aren't nearly as antagonizing toward each other.
No.
Like at one point, Roger is the one who plans a surprise birthday party for
Oh,
Doug.
yeah.
Yeah, there's
it's him that does it. Like he obviously
Right.
likes Doug,
Yeah.
but
There are several episodes, I think, like in the later seasons where they actually team up for stuff.
Yeah.
And by later seasons, I don't mean that Disney bullshit.
No.
I mean Nickelodeon.
Get out of here, Walt.
Yeah,
Now-
Nick for life.
now was I the only one who got the impression? I got the weirdest impression while listening to this or while watching the show. Could the later seasons of Doug been an MTV show?
No.
Would it have been?
I think
would it have been better as an MTV show?
I don't think it would have been better, but it could have passed as well.
I feel like
his
some of the
sister
humor.
should have been a spin-off on MTV.
She was in the
Yeah.
second
Wasn't it
episode. We'll
Daria?
talk about that later.
yeah, I was gonna say.
But that, like, just watching it, I was like, this could have been like on MTV as an MTV show if they like all made them all high schoolers, and it would have been pretty good. It's like the humor wasn't like that raunchy enough or like didn't go far enough. It was just like it was the right situation. It just one step further, and it could have been an MTV show. I
Yeah.
feel like, and
Yeah,
I
for
maybe
sure.
would have
And-
liked it.
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot.
And it had some of the things like issues and stuff like kind of laying in the background that a lot of Nick shows had that made them appeal to kind of a wide audience.
Yeah.
Because like I think this was the beginning of the Nickelodeon cartoons where they had like a mother character, mother figure. And this, I noticed it was Mrs. Dink, where they're just like the antidepressant mom. Where,
Oh yeah, Mrs. Dink.
Yeah,
the
where they're just
sassy-
like they're sassy, but they're always just like super down and like always seem like they're tired and stuff.
I don't feel like she was ever down. I just felt like she was like, "All right, husband, I get it."
No, she seemed a
She
little.
was unhappy.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say I put down wife sexually frustrated. Like, or she just seems that she. This
Like,
is
she's
Mrs. Dink.
settled.
Yeah, she's like, and even when they in that episode they talk about, what did he say? He's like, I swept you off your feet or something. I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
Something about balls.
Onto the
Yeah, but
refreshment
then
table.
into
Did
the
you say something about balls?
He did.
Oh yeah.
But
he,
he
was
did.
like,
It
I
was
got a
very
sack
beginning.
of balls.
Yeah, I said Mr.
Yeah, he's
Dink
like-
kind
It
of
was like
Hey.
really out. Like,
Want to hit a sack of balls?
Or is it, you want to
yeah,
shag
I
some
remember that
like, shag some balls?
Yeah, it was really weird.
But anyway, but I think, but that is true because it wasn't. It started to stray away from like the Mrs. Brady just being this happy, like very. I don't know, just that Mrs. Brady type,
Yeah,
happy
and-
mom or whatever.
Those 90s Nick moms just kind of moved. It was funny because like it was opposite in the actual sitcoms
Right.
in the 90s because everyone was like kind of just happy in the 90s in sitcoms.
Right.
But in the cartoons, they went back to like the Archie Bunker method of like the husband's not happy and the wife is just
Now,
depressed all the time.
You all know about like what Dink stands for, correct?
Yeah,
Like that's what Mr. and Mrs. Dink were. Like that's the joke.
No, I don't.
Dink stands for DINK stands for double income no kids.
Oh.
So if you talk about people like that's like a suburban, term like
that's
they're
like me.
dinks.
Yeah,
They're dinks. It would mean that they chose not to have kids, but they both work. It's
Dink
double
is
income,
also
no
the
kids.
Canadian slang term for dildo.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. See,
See,
Matt
I
Caskitt
grew-
on the podcast, everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in the ghetto, so I don't know this suburban talk you're talking about.
All
No,
right.
that's like that's a really.
We have a real life rapper in here, so
Hey, you know what? I don't want to spit hot fire.
That's a relic.
But I might.
All right, Dylan. But no, that's a relatively well-known term, and that's like the reference in
right?
the
No,
show.
absolutely.
Is
No,
they're
it's double
dinks.
income, no kids, and they don't have any. I think they even address that in a later episode, like
Do they
why
really?
they don't. I think so. They
I think I vaguely remember that.
and the cool thing too is that this is also. I think that Doug was like the start of the like where the nerd can kind of like rise up, and that's
Sure.
why where like almost like Revenge of the Nerds because he's kind of just like a nerdy kid or whatever because he moves to that town, which is something that I always like. He moves to Bluffington. I think that's one of the first
Oh, that's
episodes
right.
that they show that he moves there. Skeeter's like the first person he meets in that town. And I always identified with that because I moved around a lot. So it was like, you're like, oh, I'm just like Doug. And,
It's funny. Do you think that's why everybody likes Doug and looks so fondly back at it is because he's just such an identifiable character.
Yeah.
Like he has that
He's just
imagination that's totally out there, like
Yeah.
doing these weird ass things that normally wouldn't happen in real life. And like he's the kid that always pined after this girl in elementary school.
Any character voiced by Billy West. Is
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially Roger Klotz. I mean, who didn't identify with that guy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of the characters from that's Nick, when they hit their sweet spot there, they had the best identifiable characters, and it was mixed with the best stories too.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
especially
I went,
Rocco.
well, yeah,
Rocco's like acid trip.
I really feel for Heifer through the. But I mean, like, Addie and I went back and watched all of Hey Arnold about 2 years ago.
Oh, hell yeah. That's
and
a great show.
That holds
I did
up,
too.
and like you can relate to all of the Arnold,
Hey Arnold,
stuff and whatnot.
I
Like,
would
it's
be not like I would have no problem saying Hey Arnold has held up the best out of any
is.
Nickelodeon
Because
cartoon.
well, that and Arnold in that show is like really similar to Doug, but then Roger Klotz and Patty Mayonnaise end up morphing together for what's Arnold's Helga, yeah. I mean, she's like
Except that-
she's the antagonist in some episodes, but then she like also is like obsessed with him. I don't know.
The only thing is
Yeah.
that Arnold was never and we're getting off topic here, but
I know.
Arnold was never or Helga was never a like love interest until a movie.
Oh,
like,
really?
that happened after.
I don't know.
Like,
yeah, I think
Did you?
I didn't watch that show as
Okay,
much as-
last thing that's off topic, but I want to bring it up on Arnold, because Arnold also had the antidepressant mom thing going on with Helga's family.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the spinoff they tried doing?
Oh, where it was gonna be like about Helga as a teenager.
Yeah, and
like,
that the executives at Nick turned it down because it was too depressing.
dark?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was too dark a humor for.
I would have been really
anything.
interested in seeing it though. Maybe that
Yeah.
could have been a new MTV cartoon.
Yeah.
That definitely could have been.
yeah, absolutely.
That would have been really cool.
So anyway, back on topic. What I noticed is Doug stands up for himself at the dance
That's right.
because
Doug stands up
he,
for himself.
Roger, is going to what is he?
He wants to dance with Patty.
He wants to
Yeah.
dance
He's
with
like,
Patty.
I can dance by myself.
Right.
Also, everyone were tools.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
cool.
His
Literally,
crew-
not like.
His crew was legitimately dressed up
Yeah.
as
We
are the
tools.
world.
And I wonder if that was like, were they trying to say something about his group? Like,
Yeah, and also we forgot to mention how great the dance scene was, where Skeeter was teaching Doug how to dance.
Oh yeah.
And then we all saw that Skeeter had no bones.
yeah, that's right. What did you say, Matt?
Oh, it's the exact same scene from like Footloose
Yeah.
when Chris Penn
That's
is showing, or
right.
no, Kevin Bacon is
I love
showing
that.
Chris Penn, God bless his soul. I mean, he ate himself to death, but whatever. That's a whole nother topic. Literally dead. But he, like when he's showing him how to dance, and it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
But there wasn't a montage of,
I wrote a dumb joke for that. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
When I saw that Skeeter at the very end, Skeeter starts spinning all crazy, and he ties himself into a knot, and his head ends up in his crotch, and I just wrote down that Marilyn Manson had to pay money for that.
another 90s reference.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Moving
guys.
on.
Then I noticed that Patty saves the day in this.
Yeah, because she's got Doug's back.
Yeah. So after Roger tries to embarrass him, Patty comes in and saves the day.
Yeah.
Did Ted have to go throw up or something?
I don't. Ted's been pounding the beers a little hard.
The thing
And by beers, I mean singular beer.
I didn't like about the episode is that, and I didn't watch a ton of Doug, so maybe it changed later on, but he had things really easy. Like, I just like he was just like goes to the dance, and it's just like, oh, I can dance. Like, screw you.
Actually, that
I'm
is
gonna do-"
true.
Like
Yeah.
he just all his conflicts were resolved so quickly.
That was also the first season, though, where like the stories weren't as good as they were later on.
Right, but let's talk about what we didn't
But
like.
yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
nostalgia. Let's take nostalgia
because we didn't
off
watch
the
we didn't
table.
watch all of Doug. We watched the one,
Right.
Yeah, no,
We're
for
talking
sure.
about-
No, for sure. Yeah.
and that's all I can talk about. So,
Well, no,
let's
because that
get
is
into
true. Where
it.
he's just
Yeah.
he goes to the dance. There's I think 15 people there. Like all the classic
and a
shows.
cat and pork chop
yeah,
and
Pork
Roger's
Chop
cat.
goes everywhere with Doug, which
Yeah.
is weird because I mean, other people obviously can see pork chop, but in a weird way, I almost feel like it's his spirit animal.
Yeah.
But it's like his alter ego because pork chop always has more balls than Doug did.
Unless it's the daydreaming Doug. Because daydreaming Doug is suave as fuck.
Daydreaming Doug.
We're doing that.
Bandit.
Yeah, we're doing all sunglasses now. Do you have the same sunglasses?
Do we?
We have Clubmasters, huh?
I don't know. Are they? I don't know what mine are.
They are.
Are they?
Oh, you have black frames. I have the turtle ones, though.
We're all bonding over
Hell
sunglasses.
yeah. Matt Caskitt and I have the same
Wait,
sunglasses.
pass me the sunglasses behind you, Todd.
No, this is Clubmasters only.
Okay, fuck you too, buddy.
That's why they're called Clubmasters, because we're a part of the club.
I don't want to be in your club anyway, whatever.
All right, fine.
Oh, yeah, we'll take them off.
We're taking them
Oh.
There was a pair sitting there that I had the exact same kind. So
Though I will say, did anyone notice like what Roger is supposed to be almost the exact opposite of Doug? He has a cat that follows him around everywhere instead of a dog that follows him around everywhere. And also, does Doug bring pork chop to school?
He does.
Yeah, in these episodes he did.
I mean, it
Yeah,
was for a
pork
school
chop's just
project,
allowed.
though.
Yeah, a pork chop's allowed to just go to school with him. He's off a leash, so he's breaking lots of laws. And I don't know where Bluffington is based off of, but I want to say Bloomington.
I was thinking the same thing.
Like Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
What?
They bring his dog everywhere.
Bring
being
that
in
dog
Bloomington.
everywhere.
My dog once followed me to school, and it was really embarrassing.
Did it
'cause,
really?
Yeah. I remember I was out at recess in Chicago because there was no fences in the yards; they were just open. And yeah, he must have followed, or she must have followed me to school. And so I went out for recess, and all of a sudden I see these kids running around, and I lived within like I don't know a mile of the school, so I ended up leaving when I saw the kids going crazy over this dog. I was like, oh shit, that's my dog, and I ended up walking it back home without telling.
Really?
Yeah, and then they were because I was like, I gotta bring it back home, and they're not gonna let me do that anyway. Long story, yeah. So I identify with Doug a little bit.
Yeah, it's just more ways.
But yeah, I don't know. It was a cool episode. But yeah, hold on. But what didn't we like? Because I want to get into that.
I didn't like that they didn't show Pork Chop's igloo. Because I remember...
Oh, yeah, Pork Chop lives in an igloo.
Growing up, that was my favorite part of the show, was all the cool shit he had in his igloo.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Pork Chop...
That's a dumb thing to say that you didn't like, but...
Cool shit.
This wasn't an episode about that dog, though.
Because it's ice.
Oh.
Ice cold Earhart over here.
I was kind
That's what they called me in Nam.
I was bummed out about the fact that they didn't have have that much music at all in any of the episodes. Like I thought it was okay, but it was
like it was a different time for
Yeah.
cartoons, but it was pretty bare.
nowadays,
Yeah.
like compared to nowadays cartoon, it felt
Especially
sparse.
there was not a lot
I don't
of
know,
dialogue
because-
too.
Yeah.
Think of some cartoons like Regular Show, Adventure Time, and stuff like that. The big cartoons right now, they don't have music. Like they have specific individual scenes where they do a song, but
at
Doug did the
same
same
time-
thing.
At the same time, I feel like some of the writing nowadays is a little bit better. Like,
Oh,
there's
absolutely.
like
Yeah,
some
yeah,
effort
no.
put, like
Yeah.
especially in the things that Brandon just said, like Adventure
Oh yeah,
Time.
no, we were just
like, holy shit!
we were just comparing music
I'm
stuff.
sorry.
Yeah, I said Adventure Time
yeah,
and
yeah.
Regular Show. Like they have individual segments where they have songs and stuff like
Right.
that.
I know we're talking
But-
about just like music stuff, but
But it's like
I
the
feel
absence
like
of-
other,
Well,
everything else
so-
also contributes to that fact that that Adventure Time doesn't exactly need it. Like it's got such a
Yeah.
colorful landscape to look at, and it's got such a colorful like script.
Oh yeah,
it
like
doesn't
Doug, you could
need it.
could just hear footsteps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Doug was
they don't
very
ha-
90s.
Yeah, they don't have that just kind of background music just like throughout the entire
Yeah,
episode.
and I wonder
Yeah.
if it's like a product of like what society has become with like a constant need for stimulation,
Right.
Almost. And I wonder if that's like
because have you ever
like,
just
looking
walked
back
down
on
the
it, is it
street and
indicative
notice
of
like
that?
how quiet
Yeah.
it really is?
it's kind of interesting,
It is
like
true.
to think about that kind of stuff. Like, why has that cartoon
I mean-
changed that way? Because like so far out of the 2 episodes we've had, I've noticed both cartoons have been like that.
You can
Yeah.
kind of look at it. I mean, I don't think that this is true, but it's kind of like radio noise wars. How like now, since everything's so colorful and so
Yeah.
full of things, like if you put a cartoon that's very minimalistic, like it's gonna look even more empty in comparison to other things. That
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So you require
Especially
less to
with
be
like
minimalistic.
commercials in between them. on like a kids show,
Sure.
like those commercials aren't going to be minimalistic.
Well,
Yeah.
sure, absolutely.
And by radio noise wars, you mean like the Howard Stern morning show crazy stuff that's going?
No, I mean
that,
like
that
just
blew up.
just having everything be as loud as possible.
Yeah.
Constant, no dynamic.
Oh no, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll fall back down a little bit. I think.
Well, it
it'll get a
has
little-
been
yeah.
recently as people are like doing their own thing a little bit more. Independent artists are just kind of going their own way. In
The SpongeBob
In the words of
era
Fleetwood Mac.
ended.
the
SpongeBob is
era?
great, but it started a whole
like-
chain reaction of just, oh, kids like it when I go, ha, 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 and do random things.
Well, here's the thing: is like, okay, we can't
The
say do
word-
random things. Look at
No,
Adventure
no,
Time.
no, no.
Like that's more
word-
popular than ever.
Okay, did you
Yeah.
go to school and have people, did you go to school and be like, oh, so random?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because I heard that word a lot.
Oh yeah.
And
'Cause
later,
everybody
looking
was like
back,
took
I learned
pride
that
in being
it meant
random.
I think that
just
was
doing things
Family Guy came
easily.
out before SpongeBob did, so I'm blaming Family Guy for that. And you know, I liked early Family Guy, but I'm
Although
saying
I will say
I
one
would blame
cartoon.
Family Guy
Most
before SpongeBob
cartoons
about
at
randomness.
that time, though, we're not trying to be like Family Guy.
I-
After SpongeBob
Yeah,
became big,
no, yeah.
every single kids show was taking things from SpongeBob.
I feel like
I
one
agree.
cartoon that
Yeah.
did that like constant noise thing better than any other cartoon ever has is Ed, Ed and Eddie, because if you go back and watch go back and watch episodes of it,
that's
have
what
a-
I wish Doug was.
there's a constant soundtrack.
everything.
There's not a single moment where there's not a soundtrack, and the thing is that soundtrack is just one continuous take of like a jazz band playing playing behind the like
Everything else.
everything else.
But that's
And
even
it, like,
movies nowadays are like that, where
That's true.
before, because I've
But
even
it-
seen like short films where short films used to be pretty minimalistic.
Oh, sure.
And then I remember when I did a short film, short film that I did, the director had someone play like a jazz track
Right.
over the entire thing, and I was like, oh shit, like
yeah.
I was like, wow, I didn't even know
Something
they were gonna
about
do that.
maybe it's just maybe it's just jazz music in particular, but
Maybe.
something about it really fit with that cartoon in particular.
Yeah.
I think it was
and
it was
really,
erratic.
yeah, and it really helped it in a really interesting way. And that cartoon had lasted like what 10 years.
Yeah,
I mean that's a
it
long time
lasted
for a
until they all
cartoon.
went to high school.
Yeah, that's right. I
Wait,
do
which show
remember
was
that.
this?
Ed, Ed, and
Ed,
Eddie.
Ed, and Eddie.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
the
Cartoon
later
Network.
seasons they actually took place at the school.
That's right. The last couple seasons they took place at the school. You get to
Yeah.
see Eddie's brother and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it was weird.
That was the last episode. Was a movie where they all go to see Eddie's brother, and then they find out he's an asshole. And then that was the last episode where all the Eds were like finally accepted when they realized that Eddie was a piece of shit because his brother treated him like garbage.
Yeah.
And it was like, holy shit, like what a crazy like ending to a whole
What a great spoiler.
yeah. Okay, so anyway.
Anyway, back to Doug. Yeah, on to the second episode.
Yeah, let's go to the second one.
All right, the summary for the second episode.
I didn't write anything down for this one. I just wanted to experience.
No,
Yeah, I
sure.
didn't write that. I didn't write that much either.
Yeah.
In this episode, there's a science fair, and Doug makes a volcano. Doug is framed for burning down the science lab because of a game of telephone. That's the
Well,
extent of it.
Roger Klotz has fireworks inside the school.
Yeah.
Obviously,
He
obviously,
has like a
super
he has a
90s.
bomb.
obviously this predates Columbine.
This
you know,
predates
so,
9/11,
yeah, I know,
first of
yeah.
all. So
I think
Roger legitimately had like what looked like just a straight up bomb in the school.
Right.
Yeah, they said that it was a
that he lit. By the
Yeah.
way,
Did he use a lighter or matches? I didn't see. How did he light it?
I didn't
I think
notice.
I think it was a lighter.
Was it?
Yeah.
So,
Why
he-
does
so
Roger
Roger's
Klotz
a
have
smoker.
lighter? Yeah,
Smokes a lot of dope.
Lots of dope. That's why he's green, yo.
it's true. You
I thought
are
it was
what you
dumb that
eat.
Doug.
Stupid. I'm such an idiot.
I thought it was dumb that Doug was running from the principal the whole time. Like he was afraid the principal was going to bust him.
Oh yeah.
The principal put out Roger's fire. Like he had the extinguisher and put out the fire to the thing.
He didn't know though.
But he saw Roger light
But
it.
that was
no,
the power
yeah, because
of
he left and Roger convinced him that he had done it.
right.
Yeah, because
Yeah. He didn't
everyone
know what to
did
think.
And
it.
that was the power
everyone
of
told
telephone.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
everyone told everyone else through a game of like telephone.
yeah, and then
Tin can found.
I wrote down
Oh yeah,
that
there was a tin
Yeah,
can.
it was the tin
phone.
can.
the the principal, Mr.
Of all
Bone,
things.
I think is the first time I've ever heard a cartoon do an impression of Don Knotts.
Huh.
And he almost
without
has
it
the
actually
same kind of
being Don
lips,
Knotts.
too.
Yeah,
He
without
looks
it
like-
actually
yeah.
being Don Knotts.
He looks like Don Knotts.
Yeah.
I was gonna
that
say
was their
it looks
inspiration.
distinctly like Don Knotts.
And I think the same guy who did Mr. Bone did Mr. Dink too.
No.
Yeah, he did several voices on the show.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So the more you know.
NBC, the more you know.
The assistant principal had pink hair.
It
Do
was
we ever
That's
see
right.
the principal
No.
ever in that show, or is it just the assistant principal?
I think you might hear the principal a couple of times, but you never actually see.
Wasn't the principal named Principal Buttnick?
I think it was something like that.
It was something weird, like
Yeah.
it
Butt
had
Oh,
butt
nose.
in it.
That ties into another thing I thought of and wrote down, that it would be super easy to do a Doug porn parody
Would it?
with
Oh, yeah.
with Patty Mayonnaise,
Patty Mayonnaise,
Skeeter,
Skater, or
Mr. Bone.
Mr. Dink, Ms. Dink.
I'm
It
looking
writes
up.
itself, Ted.
I'm looking up Principal Buttnick because I'm pretty sure that's
Principal Buttnick. That works.
Yeah.
So easy.
Mm-hmm.
it. Principal.
Well, that episode, then you also see Doug. Like as I don't know, it's weird. When you really analyze Doug, you realize like how like Neanderthalic it is compared to like the new cartoons. And I agree that
Yeah.
SpongeBob changed everything, because that was a show that parents were like, "Oh my God, there's like adult stuff in these episodes," and like so they would sit there and watch them with their kids, you know, and thinking that there's funny sexual innuendos to everything.
Yeah, I remember when I would babysit just different like family friends and stuff like that growing up, and like there were a lot of parents wouldn't let their kids watch SpongeBob because of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. What? It's even worse.
What?
It's not Principal
it was
Buttnick.
something.
Pussy Lips?
No. What was it? Yeah, Principal Pussy Lips. There we
That's
go.
gotta be it.
Yep. Principal. The name is Wet Pussy Lips. That's the principal.
It's WT Pussy Lips.
No. So the WT.
That sounds like an old timey robber baron. WT Pussy Lips.
So the school that they went to was called Jim Jenkins,
Jim Jenkins School. Okay.
and then the principal was Mr. Butt Savage.
Oh yeah. Also, yes, for the porn
That's
parody.
way worse than Buttnick.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Butt
Savage?
It wasn't even Savage.
Were
it was
they-
Savage.
Were they
Oh,
related?
Savage.
Yeah.
Oh.
but
But
whenever they
Savage.
would say it, it sounds like Butt
I
Savage.
always thought it was just Savage.
Yeah, that's what I thought it
Yeah.
was too. So they have Principal Bone, or Vice Principal Mr.
Bone.
Bone, and Vice Principal Mr. Butt Savage.
Which makes you just make fun of authority.
Yeah.
It makes you, as you grow up, you're like, well, obviously
Yeah.
authority's a joke.
I
Yeah.
felt just a running current of anarchist thought throughout Doug.
Yeah.
Just-
Well, because in that second episode, he's like running from all the authority figures. He thinks that his life is over and that prison
And
actually
he-
might be
and
better.
He was happy doing it.
He was.
Did what? I kind of was not paying attention at the end, but was he ever? What did he? Was he ever unhappy with that? Or why did he turn himself in again?
He didn't get turned in.
Yeah.
No, he turned himself in.
Principal
He
Bone.
chose to stop running, but I forget why.
I think he was hungry. He had a sandwich, and then vice.
Okay, so
principal,
he never
kinda-
really had
He never
any
no.
regrets other than
Oh,
I
yeah,
wish
that's
I,
right.
I'm hungry.
Principal Bone saw him and like got him, I think
Right.
was it.
Well, no, he was bummed too because originally he was looking down at the people because he was camping out on the hill and he was like, "Does anyone even miss me?"
On the hill, he was in the bushes like 5 feet away from them lighting a fire that
Yeah.
he never put out. I mean,
Yeah, but he was like looking
That
out from the
fucking
bushes.
sandwich.
yeah, and then he
That
went to go get a
Magic
sandwich.
Johnson sandwich.
He went to go get a sandwich from Skeeter, and Skeeter's sandwich just continued to expand in size however many
Right.
times he split it. Like
It went
first
through,
he
it went through
split it,
mitosis.
Anarcho-Christian
Yeah.
themes throughout.
first he split it with first Skeeter split it with Doug, and it like became the same size as the original sandwich.
and then
was
Doug
still
split it
fucking
with
huge.
And then Skeeter split it with pork chop.
That piece of
and
bread would have
butt
been like the
pieces.
size of a basketball.
Yeah. Oh man, what a sandwich that would be.
I like sticking with the Magic Johnson theme.
Yeah.
What a sandwich, what a sandwich, what a sandwich at.
What I'm at a good
That is a different
sandwich.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you do the
God,
sandwich
that
that you
episode
do?
though. But then we need to talk about Jack Bandit and his sister. Like you.
Na na na.
Yeah, right. I mean, one of the funniest parts to me was when Doug put on this mustache. And like his sister was like, "What? Are you trying to be a bandit?" And he was just like, "Really? Me? A bandit?" Like he was obviously super excited by the notion that he looked like a bandit. Like he desired to be looking like a bandit.
Yeah.
Pussy lips and boots.
And then he even made up his own theme song. Right. Like that he repeated throughout the episode like 5 times.
What I thought was interesting was that his sister was like nice and cool. Because so many other shows, the older sister is not nice or
Well,
cool.
She's not normally nice.
Yeah, she's not usually super
Well,
nice.
Like the fact that he was acting
Then I guess-
is what made her like be nice
Yeah,
to him.
because she's
She was
super.
like,
in
"Oh,
all the
that's
other
cool."
episodes, she's super beatniky.
Yeah, and she's like really like
Wait.
one of those too cool for
We talked.
like,
we talked about this a little bit as opposed to
Oh,
being
too
beatniky
cool.
versus
Yeah.
like just a drama student.
Yeah.
Like I get the drama student because she is one, and
Well, I don't.
the moth just fell on the table. I get the drama student because she is one, and she also quotes Shakespeare all the time.
There he goes.
But I think the beatniky thing when she started doing like slam poetry later on in the show, like in the 3rd season or something.
Well, yeah, because don't they? I know there
But
is an
is she-
episode where they
is
go
she,
on
like, mean to
vacation
them?
and she drags them.
Yeah,
Like Doug wants to go to like a hot dog factory or some shit to shove in his mouth.
And then
I remember that one.
I
And then
remember it's
she
when they
wants
go to
to go,
Hawaii.
yeah, or something. And then she wants to go to some, like slam poets, like grave site or something like that.
Yeah,
And
I
all-
remember.
yeah.
It's when they go to Hawaii and then Doug finds the tiki idol and then he puts the tiki idol on.
and then he gets
bad
immunity
luck.
for the next challenge, and then he wins all
Boy,
of Survivor.
we made 2 different references there, but it worked.
What were you going for?
I was referencing the Brady Bunch where they both
Oh,
where they
I
find
s-
the tiki idols.
I
in
saw that movie
Hawaii.
for the first time in like 10 years,
really.
like 2 weeks ago.
And
Yeah.
then
The Brady Bunch movie.
no, just regular
Oh.
Brady Bunch. They had a
Oh, I was talking about
Hawaii
the Brady Bunch
special.
movie.
And then the Brady Bunch movie is fucking fantastic.
yeah.
By
Yeah.
the way,
It holds
would-
up.
like speaking of which, I saw an article
there 2 of
from
Yeah, one of them's the one you're talking about.
Yeah, they go to
Right.
Hawaii.
Yeah,
that was the real one, and then the like parody
the
Brady
90s
Bunch
ones,
movie.
90s
yeah.
one. Yeah,
One of the people from
there's another
Friends,
parody
the
of
one who
that,
played was it a porn parody?
you know there was
One of the
at
people
least
from
one.
Friends, whoever played Phoebe, I can't remember her name.
Lisa.
Lisa Kudrow.
Lisa Kudrow.
yeah.
She talked about like in an article about like a Friends reunion. She was like, I never want there to be a Friends reunion or a movie. The only way I would want there to be a Friends movie if it was done in the same way as a Brady Bunch movie. Like, and I'm like, holy fuck, that would be
Yeah.
amazing because I love Friends. That would be a great idea.
Let's talk about Friends.
No. That's another episode of cartoon.
Pizza.
No,
we
because
like
it's not a
pizza.
cartoon.
It's a live action cartoon.
That's one thing that's the constant from like I don't know somewhere in 1980s
Talking to the microphone.
to sorry I'm like
Not allowed to be relaxed.
I know sorry
You can move it down.
Yeah,
No,
it's-
I'm good.
Well, I just punched the mic. Sorry. Okay.
No, that is a constant though since like 1980 something is pizza is just everywhere.
Oh man, because pizza's the bomb.
It is the bomb. We're eating pizza right now.
Well,
We
it's
did.
gone
That's
now.
true.
But
What has pizza ever gone out of cartoons? Like
no, but let's be real. Pizza always looks amazing in cartoons, and then when you eat it in real life, you're like, the cheese isn't stringy like it is in that cartoon. Like,
I'm still happy with pizza.
No,
in real
you would
life.
choke on the cheese if it was like in cartoons.
but I
Yeah.
would love it. I would love choking
or
on
like
that
you would
cheese.
just burn yourself on how hot the pizza is because the cheese is liquid still.
Parody, Ted.
But yeah, it was a good. I mean, I thought the second episode was all right. It wasn't that bad.
It was
wasn't-
better. Animation was better.
Animation
timing
was better. That's right.
Like
in the second
Every,
episode,
everything.
they
everything was
definitely had
better.
like nailed down
The formula.
the look and formula. Like the first season was definitely 100% hand drawn. The second season was like partially hand drawn, and then the
It's
rest
like
of
the
it
first
was
season
sent
of The
off to China.
Simpsons. You know, it's like it's
Yeah.
hard to watch.
Oh yeah,
Or even
know.
try going back and watching.
South Park is really bad too.
Yeah,
the first season.
South Park was bad, and the couple episodes of The Simpsons that was on the what's it called, that variety show it was on.
the
Oh,
Tracy Ullman show.
Tracy
Ullman,
Ullman,
yeah.
yeah, those are like, I love The Simpsons, but I don't want to watch those again.
When I can like name like right off the bat, oh yeah, the Tracy Ullman Show. That's when
Yeah.
I start feeling old. I'm like, oh god,
You weren't even
like,
alive for the Tracy Ullman
That's
show.
what I mean. Is like I can.
You shouldn't
I
feel
still
old.
know
You
what
just
it's
know
from.
trivia. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like younger kids don't know the Simpsons are from the Tracy Ullman Show.
Yeah.
I knew that.
All right,
Well,
Brandon.
No, I did.
You're almost
And
the
I'm
same
the
age
youngest
as us.
person here.
Yeah,
That's
but you're
true, you are.
22.
Yeah.
Where the hood? Where the hood? Where the hood at?
So I know that.
DMX hates gays a lot, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's a good
That
one.
rhymed and it was also true. So I know that when we were trying to decide on the show, we narrowed it down to a couple ones. Why did you ultimately decide to pick Doug?
I picked Doug because there are absolute parallels between his upbringing and mine.
Oh yeah,
Like him moving, and then like obviously like the pining after the girl that like you'll never tell her how you actually feel. But the
Yeah.
one thing that Doug never really explains is that eventually you end up going to different schools or moving again, and then it all,
Right.
you know, then regret actually does set in because you're like, oh shit, I should have said something, you know. So it is kind
I
of
think maybe Doug in particular had the whole pining after the girl particularly well down, like more than almost any other cartoon I've
Yeah.
seen. Like it did it in a realistic way and or realistic enough way that like when we were all in elementary school, we all connected with that. Like, oh yeah, that's how I like
right. That's how you
think.
feel.
That's how I feel. Like as an elementary schooler,
It's 'cause Billy West.
It's
Brian
Billy
Layla.
West. Well, no, it's
It is
because
actually. Yeah, you're right.
But like as a elementary middle schooler, you do not have
Mine's
the
so good.
capacity or you don't have the emotional depth to really like
Right.
express yourselves in that way. And it like I feel like Doug in particular really showed that in a way that connected with other middle school and high
Right,
and
absolutely.
like elementary school.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think once you got to like a high school age, you were like, all right, I'm over it. You know, like at least for me. And I kind of stopped like sitting there watching cartoons all day, like right around the time I went to high school. Cause then you're just, for me, I grew bored of it. And I think
Matt Caskitt over here is like cooler than me. I watched cartoons all the way
Yeah,
through.
well, that
high
I
school.
also had 3 younger brothers and sisters, so the TV. By the time I went to high school, they had the TV in the afternoons. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. It was all of them versus me. So I was like, I'll just go play drums. See you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why with I kind of did the like people are like, why do you know so damn much about cartoons? Because I don't have room in my brain for other stuff. But the reason was that I'm the oldest of 7.
Holy
So-
shit! Yeah,
so-
you're more than me.
So I had a lot of brothers and sisters. So I never stopped watching cartoons, and I never stopped liking cartoons either.
Are
So
you
it's a
from a-
nonstop stream. Of
Are you from a Catholic family?
my mom's side's Catholic. The Mexican side of my family is Catholic, of
Okay.
course,
Okay.
and my dad's side is Presbyterian.
I come from Catholicism. So
Got it.
That's the big family.
I do understand the big family thing. I had an ex-girlfriend recently who was Catholic from a very large family. An obscenely large family.
We did a count. I think about 3 or 4 years ago, and from my great grandma and grandpa on my mom's side
Yeah.
down, because my grandpa died like 5 or 6 years ago, but my
Right.
grandma's still alive, and from them, all of their daughters, sons, and grandchildren, great grandchildren, whatnot. There's 155.
Holy
Really?
shit.
Yeah,
I'm like, shit, don't you
Mine's
guys
like
think about overpopulation?
9.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
No, that's
9
Oh,
plus Japan.
we're Mexican,
whatever
yo.
that
We don't
is.
care about that shit.
Shout out to Uriel.
That's racist.
Well, he's Mexican, though. He's Mexican like you and me, Pat. He knows.
Yeah, no, it's not racist.
He knows.
So
that's why I picked that show. Yeah.
yeah, was so was this your? I know this is kind of probably a hard question, but was this your favorite cartoon growing up?
I'd say yeah. Like I used to go home and be like, I'm gonna watch that cartoon. I got really into when I was like 8 or 9 years old. I got really into Sports Center because I got really into hockey.
Yeah.
And because we had just moved to Chicago, and that became like my life. So like cartoons were always like a lot of fun and stuff, and my brothers and sisters, like we could all watch them. But as far as like TV, when I was like a young kid, I mean, I was getting up at 5 a.m. to watch the last night's hockey game scores just because I was like so obsessed with it. And then, but also my mom, like, I didn't grow up with video games. My mom was pretty strict on that stuff. So we didn't watch a whole lot of TV. I mean, my mom to this day hates TV and barely watches hers. So we were pretty restricted when it came, like when she was like, you got to get your homework done. And then she just wanted us outside because there was so many of us. There was 5 of us. So she's like, get the fuck out of my house. I don't want you sitting in front of the TV yelling at each other. She's like, go to other people's houses.
Yeah, my mom was the same way.
So
Now wait, is Sports Center the one that's like no no no?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, that was me too. Like that was on all the time.
Yeah.
That Sports Center kind of was my babysitter when I was growing up.
Huh?
Yeah,
I didn't do any. What are you talking
Were you
about?
making
bro?
a Scrubs?
That's like from Scrubs.
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys
yeah,
Scrubs
reference.
Na 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 na.
I'm glad that like from a series of notes you were able to identify that I was making a Scrubs reference. The na 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 na.
Yeah. But yeah, once the cartoons ended, I had Sports Center on.
Yeah, I mean,
All night long,
it
too.
was, and then by the time that, I mean, my brothers and sisters watched like Rugrats and Full House and all that shit, and I was just like, usually playing outside or getting into trouble, so or playing drums.
The Paperboy.
Evening TV. But yeah, so yeah, that's but yeah, I'd say Doug was probably one of my favorite cartoons. Maybe not. Honestly, I'd probably say it's my most favorite.
It's a solid pick.
Yeah. I was surprised you were able to get. I mean, I forget that like a YouTube. I was
Yeah,
like, you can
YouTube
get that?
exists.
Yeah.
You can get that?
Although YouTube had the sped up version this
DVDs
time,
exist?
so we had
I
to.
know.
For those of you who want to look up Doug,
I thought you guys were like
YouTube.
Pirate Bay, and that should be like every Doug episode ever.
We did that with Ed, and Eddie.
Did you?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. Eddie has all of Ed, and Eddie. It was funny because
What?
like
You said Eddie has all of Ed, and Eddie.
no Addie.
Addie has all of Ed.
Yeah,
and
Addie
Eddie?
has all of Ed, and Eddie.
Is she a big Ed, and Eddie fan?
Yeah, we both are.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, if you guys want to look up Doug, use Daily Motion
why you're
because
my
the
favorite
YouTube
couple.
one is sped up and sounds like it's weird. Just don't go to Daily Motion. It's better.
Well, like Doug's already high pitched voice that goes like, "Hey guys, I'm Doug." I was like,
yeah,
"Hey guys, I'm Doug."
Yeah.
it sounds more like Mickey Mouse than
Well,
Doug.
I drew Doug and Skeeter.
Mickey Mouse.
So
Hello.
while we're sitting
That's
here.
a solid drawing.
What is it?
He did Skeeter's cat too.
Oh, let me see.
Check it out.
Skeeter doesn't have a cat.
Also, Patty Mayonnaise is definitely a porn name.
Absolutely.
Oh,
And Doug's nose is like 3/4 his face.
Yeah, at least.
Patty mayonnaise. All right, sweet. That was good. I love Doug. It's great.
Yeah,
No, Doug was a great show.
for sure. All right. So, any last comments on Doug before we get to promotion times?
How did he win second place with the fucking vault? With the fucking vault? There was an opera singing Venus flytrap.
That's right.
Okay, that probably won first place though.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
that
that-
one first.
But
That
how do you
had
go
to.
from that to
To
a whole
Volcano.
school of people, and then second place is Volcano?
Well, there's only like 11 people in that whole school.
Yeah, and look at the ones they highlighted. The opera singing Venus flytrap obviously was the best one.
Yeah, he
But then-
trained it.
But then there was that one. There was the one where they were trying to. The girl was trying to say that her father's factory was healthier than trees.
It was BB.
Yeah,
Bluff.
and then
wow.
Rogers.
Bluffington.
Yeah.
Rogers
He
was
owns town.
Rogers was just a giant,
dynamite.
yeah,
Stick of
giant,
dynamite.
giant firework that he said was a supernova. Skeeter dressed up like the solar system. Like the other stuff wasn't that cool.
And then Doug had Pork Chop that was doing
Hula dance
I
next
think-
to his
Yeah,
smoking
why
volcano.
wasn't Pork Chop his fucking science project?
Well, they
it's a
when-
hula dancing dog.
When he got the prize, he specifically said that he was like, they liked my volcano and they really liked Pork Chop's hula dance. And then he busts out the ukulele and starts playing again.
Yep.
So I think Pork Chop's what put that over the edge.
Absolutely.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think so. They were like, holy shit. Did you guys see this dog right now? Like,
Which actually, in a weird way, so what happens if the assistant principal didn't hunt Doug down to give him second place? Doug would have just stayed a bandit the entire time.
Ooh. Even worse, he would have been disqualified from the science competition.
was the kid? I don't know. I forget the name, but the kid who had the Venus flytrap.
Chalky.
Was Chalky still in the show after that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Why
Chalky
the
was.
fuck was that kid still in elementary school?
I know,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I don't
Because he
know.
was like the super
He was
like
like the
jockey
jock
one.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jock.
Because that
Of the
kid
show.
is fucking smart.
True. He trained
Like,
a
that
Venus
shouldn't-
flytrap.
That should be
To sing
like,
opera.
okay, you can be in college now. Like, you got this.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. I get you.
Well, let's start. Yeah, we should probably start wrapping this up. I'm
Yeah.
getting.
Yeah.
I haven't been home yet today. So.
Oh, yeah, all right. Oh, Ted was just deep throating the microphone.
No, I just
All
had
right,
it
so
on the edge of my
promotion
mouth.
time.
Promotion time.
So first, Matt.
Let's
First,
see.
you got the album just came out.
Album just came out.
It's really fucking good.
Two
You all should buy
Tuesdays
it.
ago. Thank you.
No.
Calm
This
down, Ted.
machine kills sadness. Yeah, we put it out 2 weeks ago. I'm super stoked. I'm doing a thing right now called 10 Songs I Hate About Caskitt, where each day I post a song and explain what the song means and all that shit. I don't know. It's been fun. If anything, it's fun for me. I don't give a shit.
They haven't keeping up with it. It's
Yeah,
interesting.
It's fun. And then let's see, we're going with Ash Williams. I'm going to take you guys down to El Centro. We got to talk about the ride situation because I realize that Western Settings has the van.
Oh.
So what I might do is rent a van for the day, which I don't mind paying for because it won't be much. You know, if I rent the van for the day, it'd be like $30.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather ride out there together. We'll probably stay out there too. So
Okay, yeah. We'll talk about it more after.
So yeah, we're going to El Centro on the
Shout out to El
25th.
Centro.
Then the 27th of April, we play Soda Bar with like After the Fall or some shit. I don't know. Something weird. I don't know.
Sweet.
So I think that's all we have right now. And then booking the tours in May. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. So
No.
go see them.
Yeah.
Brawlin.
No.
Bogsy and the Argonauts is playing with Ramshackle Glory and Mischief Brew June 6th.
Yeah.
And maybe Ghost Mice the next week. I don't remember what day that is.
I hear their bass player is cool. I mean, banjo player.
They don't have either of those players. Oh, you mean Bogsy?
Yeah, Bogsy.
Oh. Yeah, he's
Oh,
cool.
they're both cool.
He's cool. He doesn't know shit about cartoons. But,
Oh wow.
Are you playing on
but he
Thursday
can rap.
with
He can
Dan?
rap.
With
Yeah,
Sledding
is-
with Tigers?
Oh, yeah.
Dan's playing on Thursday.
Wait,
Yeah.
this Thursday?
Yeah.
Oh.
Western Settings
Oh,
tour
shit.
kickoff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're playing that.
I'm supposed to be playing that. I totally have something else going on that night. I can't remember. So yeah, I might be there. I need to remember if it's something important.
I don't know when this will go out, so I don't know if
Oh,
it'll
yeah,
be
it
by then
probably-
or not.
Well,
But
you
yeah.
may or may not have seen me on Thursday, April 16th, 2015, if this is 2016, with Sledding with Tigers, the now defunct, critically acclaimed
Space Jam cover band.
There you go.
thrash supergroup,
None of the
Sledding
songs
with
on that
Tigers,
are covers.
led by
I know, I'm
Dan
joking.
and Todd Gabbett.
Led
Todd
by
Gabbett
I'm
is
not.
the
I
name.
am a guy
Todd
who sits in a room
Gabbett.
and records
Rod
things.
Gambit.
The name.
Ash Williams is doing a show the 18th for Record Store Day at UCSD at the Co-op.
Oh, it's tight.
We're going with Caskitt to El Centro on the 25th.
See.
And we got shirts done.
Yay.
We just
Do
went.
you have them here?
I have one here that I can.
Oh, no.
Why don't you
figure it
show
out.
We'll
the
figure it
nice
out
people?
after.
Yeah, why don't you show all the people the shirt?
$25, please.
Yeah. And
Just a look, Ted. What is it to touch?
we did a secret album yesterday that just if you follow our band page, you'll know about it, or if you know me, you'll know about it. But yeah, there'll be more about that soon. But it's 4 songs and it's under 5 minutes, so
It's
gonna be tight.
I will be there on Thursday.
Yay!
Like,
Ted.
do I have to be there?
I have my normal, Twitch channel that's going on at
Watch it. It's actually pretty funny. I like it.
twitch.tv.
And I'm a moderator.
Twitch. Are you?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Oh, fuck you too then.
What? Butt stuff 6969.
Yeah, that's my name on that.
But sub 6969.
Twitch.tv/Ted's Friends is the URL. Also, if you're interested in checking out my other podcast that I am on, it is myshow.com.com.
Which Matt just did
Which
that
Matt
too.
was the most
I know,
recent
man. I'm seeing you
guest.
guys a lot lately.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So you can check that out, and Matt is on that podcast as well. And
Super funny.
that is pretty much it. I just want to plug my podcast. I'm doing one tomorrow with Hunter, so I'll be here.
Ooh.
I'll see you tomorrow as well.
A podcast or a stream?
We're gonna do a podcast
Oh.
called Stream Team, and we will have that one up very, very soon. So I hope you guys enjoy that as well.
Tight. Well, thanks everyone for listening, and thank you, Ted. Thanks, Ted.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, Ed.